Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. Hey, hello. What's going on? Tap in as you come in. Tap in, either come into the chat, hit the thumbs up, do what you got to do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Facebook? Hey, everybody. Hey, boo. I got my first three. I got my gang stars here. Mon's here. Jay Blake, Keonce, Justin's mom. What's going on, everybody? Jennifer, just Nikki, Nesto's handy girl, Belladonna. Hey, baby. 5-star. V the one. Michael Mack. Hey, Auntie. What's going on? Juju. 30 months. What? Monique, Sagittarius, CW, everybody's rolling in. Okay, algorithm. Okay, okay, Al. Sagittarius vibes 30 months. What? Girl. My God. My God. Okay. Be the light. What's going on, you guys? We got some news stories. Like, we got to just, y'all. If you follow me on my other channel, you already know. Girl, the summer has been summering. I just want to say I hope you guys have been enjoying this beautiful summer. If you get to kind of enjoy some time off or out of the office or whatever, however it is that you do your damn thing out here, I hope that you've been enjoying it. I have been enjoying my baby a lot, okay? And enjoying my family. The summer has been really nice. It's gone. This is probably like the fastest summer in history. I mean, it seems like July flew. It took forever for school to end. If you recall, I was going through it like, when is summer gonna, girl? Why is it still May? And you know what I mean? And then finally, I feel like first-ish week of June, we got out of school. And then low key, I was waiting for July because I knew a lot was going to be happening with driver's ed and volunteering and all that stuff that Farrah was doing. And then we were going on vacation, all that stuff. Right now, we're in August, and August first week is pretty much gone, and we've got like 2.5 weeks left. So this summer has been really nice and I've enjoyed it. I've missed you guys because it's been kind of hard to do everything that I need to do. But I think one thing that we have to realize is you just can't do everything. You can't do everything. One thing I'm going to say is, if you're able, come back to members. If you're in, we do a little member live in the morning. Sometimes it can be 30 minutes. Sometimes it's a little over an hour. We talk about a lot of stuff in the morning. We get into what's going on, hot topics. Um, it's been a thing pretty much since right before the summer started, like a summer as far as like school ending for me. Um, and not that I'm in school, but I feel like I'm in school because, girl, I drive to the school every day. But that'll, eventually, I mean, sis is going to be getting her license. So I'll probably, I'm sure by senior year, she'll probably be driving herself to school. So I'll get some reprieve from that at a certain point. But at the end of the day, right now we're sophomores. So football season, girl, football season, we're in tennis. So, ma'am has a match next week. I'll tell you guys all about it. But she's doing well, and she's already started practice right before we went on vacation. And thank you so much, Belladonna. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. Thank you so much. That's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. Okay, that makes a huge difference. We're gonna have 5 friends join us on tomorrow. Whose birthday is it? It's someone's birthday. Happy birthday to my Leos. Okay, all my Leos. Farah, Pen Pal, Joey Sea Dog. Joey Sea Dog, where you at? There's court next week. We have some friends who are here for us. I need to get in contact with our friend who helped us last time, who gave us amazing update on what happened in the courtroom. But yes, thank you so much, Belladonna, for gifting our friends. Let me click on the monitor and see if I can catch who got a membership. Um, yes, happy birthday to all my Leos. Let's see. Jay Blake received a membership. Okay, hey boo. 5-star Ketcha. Well, is it well fed? Well feddos fed. Did I get that right? And L girl, I can barely see. Hold on a second. Let me make this bigger. Y'all. Oh, LMSW period. Okay. Okay, so our friends, okay, meet us in members. There's so much to get caught up on. If you're new to members, maybe a couple of you are, some of you may have you were in and then you're out, and that's fine. So welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And that's a wonderful thing. Um, so you guys get into it. But we'll be back on schedule eventually. I'm just doing my best right now. So that's why when you normally don't see me in the evenings, you're kind of seeing me now because this is when it made sense because but we just have a few more weeks. So anyway, we're just gonna keep giving grace and doing the best we can. Anyway, thanks for the membership. Okay, 5-star. Yes. Okay, to the Leo family, happy birthday. And you already know what it's all leading up to, baby. It's leading up to the birthdays of all birthdays. Y'all, do I dare say it or shall I let Leos have their season cuz baby, you already know. You already know what this is my first time saying it. I feel myself getting like a little bit excited on the inside. Okay. It's bubbling up inside of me because I want to say something about girl. I want to say something about it, but I'm going to let Leo do their thing. Okay. I'm going to let y'all have it. Woo. Y'all, I feel like I almost got like a little hot flash for a second. I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. It's almost time. Okay, but we're gonna keep it very cute. Okay, we're gonna keep it very cute. Yes, we're gonna keep it cute. Okay, we're gonna keep it cute because people talk about us so bad. All you got to do is go on the internet and they'll say, What 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 sign would you want to eliminate? Girl, they drag my sign so bad. They say we sneaky. They say we think we know everything. Is girl, the most loved and the most hated, but that's okay. That's okay. To whom much is given, much is required. Okay, let me be quiet. But I feel myself starting to get a little excited. Okay? Wow. Thank you, pen pal, cuz you just talking about your birthday made me just start thinking about something special coming up for me. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you, pen pal. Happy birthday, boo boo. Happy Leo season. My bad. But yes, girl, my Leo took me through there. Okay. I felt like every single time I turned around, I was ordering something, I was purchasing something. Um, girl, it got ridiculous. Okay. It got redamn ridiculous. Okay. Um, sis got everything. Sis got everything. And but we that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? As parents, it's our pleasure to make sure baby girl is happy and she knows how much we love her, especially because she doesn't have siblings. We spoil her down, okay? Because we love her so much. and we get to give her all of our love and attention. So that's my Leo baby. So Leos are very special to me. And she shares a birthday with Shirley Strawberry and our good friend Joey Sea Dog. Okay. So yeah, all the Leos, happy birthday, y'all. We love you guys. And the zodiac would not be the same without you. So we love all of you guys, and everyone has a special place. We know that, right? Mom is 75 tomorrow. What do you call that? Is that silver or golden anniversary or golden birthday? Okay, mom. Happy 75th. You doing your damn thing. 75 is nothing to play with. And enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Okay. Hey, Miss Linda. Hey, boo. Hey, baby. And I know, thank you for tapping in over on the Facebook side. Thank you for tapping in. Share me out too. Okay, guys, let's get into a few stories and get a little bit caught up. Like I said, if you're in members, you've heard some things. I'm trying to get better at not telling the whole story in members, because sometimes and then by the time I come over here, it's like I'm kind of done telling it. But anyway, we have some things to talk about. Specific, a few. But where are we going to start? I guess we just need to get into it, because girl, there's so many. I feel like three specifically, and I'm sure there's something that we won't get to talk about, but we'll just have to get into it later. But I really want to run this one up quickly. I still need to pull up his police report. So if we don't get to his police report tonight, but I'm gonna let the Polk County Sheriff tell us all about it. Because this was some foolishness. And we talked about this. I think we talked about this yesterday morning. And while he's talking, let me see if I can pull up his police report, because baby sir is nasty. He's nasty, but this is also a cautionary tale. If you have a teenager, keep your eyes on what your teens are doing. We love our children, and we just don't know. Some kids are not always going to make the best decisions, but that's what they have us for as parents. And unfortunately, there was someone who fell prey to a predator. And thankfully, it's not the worst of the worst, but this is still a horrible story, because you're going to hear about it in just a second. I don't even want to tell too much. Let me just let it run, and we'll talk about it. So, but let me pull up the police report to see. I'm sure the police report's probably a bit much, but um, we'll see if we need to read it. But I know the sheriff is going to give us a full accounting of what the hell happened and why he's in custody, because this is a bad dude. Okay. Uh, hold on a second. Let me need to pull up his name too, because I'm sure there's a couple of. Okay. All right. Hey, Bible lady. Hey, boo boo. How are you? Y'all, make sure as you come in, wish our good sis, pen pal, happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the Leos. And thank you to our good sis who gifted some memberships. It is very much appreciated. Let me just Oh, Alicia Philly girl. Girl, sometimes I'm just like, now what is that? Girl, Alicia Philly girl. Our good sis Belladonna. Dre's Runt Over Croc sent me some floating hearts. Be the Light sent some jewels. Okay. Jujude sent some floating hearts. Queen, baby, 30 months. Ketchup, some jewels, some flowers, and Sagittarius Vibes dropping a member milestone. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is much, much, much appreciated. And happy birthday to all of our good Leos out here, all of our wonderful, wonderful Leos that keep it very interesting and spicy. Okay. All right. All of our wonderful Leos keeping it spicy, period. Okay. Thank you, Leos. Okay, let's hear what the Sheriff Grady Judd has to say because, baby, this one is a doozy. Okay. All right.
Gentlemen, for being with me today. I am going to take just a few minutes to lay out.
Let me just say this too. This guy, Pastor Timothy Chaneyfield, it's on some you nasty. Okay, it's giving. They say you nasty. Okay.
Out what I think you will agree is a horrific set of circumstances. First off, let me introduce you to St. James United American Free Will Baptist Church. And you can see that the preacher is Timothy Chaneyfield. He's 42 years of age. Well, let me show you his picture. This is the preacher. And you go, okay. He's also a child pedophile, a predator. In addition to being a preacher at this church, he's also a chaplain for Compassionate Care Hospice. And if that's not enough, between 2012 and about 2024, he worked for the school system in Polk County. Between 2012 and 2016, he was both a para and a substitute teacher. Then he went into IT, and he worked there until about 2024. And about that time is when he became the lead pastor for St. James. So why do I tell you all of that? Well, because when he was at the schools, he was at Crystal Lake Middle School. We know that he stalks children. How we got into this investigation was simply this. We received a cyber tip from Instagram that there was illicit, inappropriate activity between an adult and a child. It first went to the Auburndale Police Department. They determined this was in the unincorporated area and immediately called us, and immediately we started our investigation. And what we found is that Timothy Chaneyfield went online with a dating app in search of children. And that's what he found. Was a 14-year-old child. Did you hear what I said? A little boy. Then they moved from there over to the Instagram app where they chatted more often. And then Timothy Chaneyfield picked him up in front of his neighborhood on 3 different occasions. And on those 3 different occasions, he wasn't preaching.
Let me just say this. Sometimes these pedos will get your kids' phones and things like that. Cause I know for me, my kid can't download a new app unless I give permission. It's like I'll get an alert that she wants TikTok or Instagram or something, whatever it is, right? I have to approve it. You got to, even though you might have a teenager and you may feel like they're old enough and they know the right thing to do, everyone doesn't always do the right thing at the right moment. Sometimes, kids are home alone. Some kids have been through some things. At the end of the day, people, like, you got to be honest with yourself and just know that kids are not always going to make the right decision all the time. And you still got to monitor. You got to inspect what you expect, right? Even if it's just a formality. And thank God it'll, you know what I'm saying? But there was a kid out here, 14, that had a dating app on their phone that gave them access to adults, or gave adults access to him. And that's really scary. This kid could have died. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these guys are murderers. And this is so scary. But you got to really use the parameters and the options that are available to you, at least until your kid is 17, 18 years old, especially when you're still paying the bill. If they got a problem with it, then, even if they start paying their own bill, it's good to have backup and protection, because you're not a you sometimes kids don't see what we know. We've been through some things. That's why we have dominion over them. That's why God gave them to us. Right? You know what I mean? Like, these people are getting so, every time you think you figure something out, these predators are shifting and moving their techniques to be able to groom your children. And it's so sad. It's so sad. So, for as much as people think that their kid is not doing something, maybe this kid didn't think there was anything wrong with what he was doing. Maybe he thought he was meeting another teen. We really don't know what the ploy was, for him to be able to get access to this kid, but he could have tricked him. You never know. But nevertheless, I'm sure a 14-year-old should not have been allowed to download that app, and probably didn't have the parameters set in place, and has, these apps give a lot of access to your kids. You got to really monitor what apps are on their phones and tablets, and what they're having access to on their computers. So I wanted to just mention that, because somebody needed to hear that tonight, whether you are the parent or the grandparent or the auntie. Just have those conversations, to just remind the people that you love that they need to be checking on the children that they love, because this stuff is happening right now.
But he was messing around. On 3 different occasions, he drove to.
Oh, just a second. Thank you for the jewels,
the
babe.
14-year-old child's neighborhood, where the 14-year-old child met him at the entrance to the neighborhood. Timothy took the 14-year-old to his home. And when he took him to his home, he engaged the child in sex. So when the investigation came to us, we started intensely looking for Timothy. And we found out during this period of time that he was in Baltimore performing, apparently, a funeral for someone through his compassionate care hospice work. He confessed. He confessed that he picked up this 14-year-old child on at least 3 different occasions, took him to Timothy's home in Eagle Lake, where he engaged this child in sex. But that wasn't it. That wasn't all. Timothy is HIV positive. He failed to tell this 14-year-old child that I'm HIV positive, and he had unprotected sex with a child and exposed our 14-year-old victim to HIV. We pray that our work was fast enough, because we got our victim, the 14-year-old, the HIV cocktail, that we stopped this child from being infected. But we have a 26-year-old who said that he engaged Timothy Chaneyfield in sex, and now he is HIV positive. Timothy Chaney is.
Y'all, I need to stop clicking around. I'm back here clicking around trying to find something, and
it's an SS.
Slowing the program.
That's not super sport. That's super spreader. And we fear that there's other victims out there because he was very aggressive and very adamant about having sex with apparently adults or children. We talked to the members, or some of the members of St. James. They were shocked. They had absolutely no idea their pastor was like that. We also found that he has been an ordained minister since about 2020, when New Mount Zion Church in Haines City ordained him. And then later St. James in Winter Haven selected him to be the pastor. Well, today he's locked up in jail. He's charged with 3 counts of lewd battery against a child. He's charged with infecting or potentially infecting or having sex with, unprotected sex with a child. There's a HIV statute that if you don't disclose you're HIV positive with your partner, that's another criminal charge. He's charged with traveling to meet a minor. He's charged with computer-related charges. He's charged with possession of marijuana. This is a dope-smoking preacher right here in front of you. He's a dope-smoking pedophile preacher right before you. And now he's locked up in the county jail where he should be. He was well respected in the community. People trusted him. They believed in him. And now, well, our plea is, if you've engaged this guy in sex, let us tell you, because he didn't. He's HIV positive. And you need to call us. But the first thing you need to do is run to an emergency room and get the HIV cocktail and pray that you're not HIV positive, because after all, he is an SS, a super spreader. And he doesn't mind that. I want that to resonate with you for a minute. He groomed a child online, drove to the child's neighborhood, picked him up, took him to his home, had sex with him, and if that's not bad enough, never disclosed to the child that he's HIV positive, so I'm going to have unprotected sex with this child and infect him as well. Jesus don't like that. And he'll have to answer for that one day to a court much higher than ours. That he hid behind the cloak. That he used the power and the persuasion of a well-recognized minister in order to groom children and apparently at least one adult. I know there's more out there, more victims we need to hear from, in order to have sex. And all the while hid from them that he himself was HIV positive. He's an evil man. An evil man. And he took advantage of the people at the church, and he took advantage of children, and he was around children up to 10 years at Crystal Lake Middle School in different jobs before he left there. So I want to hearken back to anybody that might have been in a relationship with him as a result of that. We need to talk to you, because we don't want this evil man ever to be outside of prison again. Because if he is, I can assure you that pedophiles don't change their personality or their wants or their needs. So when you want to see a classic example of someone who was well respected in the community, who was well respected at their church, who was well respected by those on their deathbed, and he ruined lives the whole time. Are there any questions?
Him having access to so many children over the course of so many years, I mean, one of your biggest fears is that there are other children out there.
I would be shocked if there weren't other children victims out there. I would be shocked if there weren't other victims out there. He was very active. He was very engaged. In fact, we so worried about this, we actually tried to catch him while he was in Baltimore because we didn't even want him
He probably was setting up dates in Baltimore.
wandering the streets of Baltimore. What all is he up to there? Of course, when we were able to find that he should have been in the airport, the Baltimore Police Department gave us zero assistance. The Bartow Airport Authority gave us zero assistance, but I don't guess we should expect any more from that. The place is a train wreck anyway.
Oh, wait, what did he say? What happened? I mean, look, there are cities where they got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot going on. So I guess that's how he feels. But wow.
Assistance. The Bartow Airport Authority gave us zero assistance, but I don't guess we should expect any more.
So this was Baltimore, he said? You know, I mean, we don't know what was going on with Baltimore at the time. You know what I mean? Stuff can be, because I mean, it's like, okay, we got to drop what we're doing to handle someone that's coming from your jurisdiction here. And I guess unless they feel like it is, you know, there's probably some criteria, and I don't want to say, I'm sure we all can use our, you know, but yeah, this guy is dangerous. He's definitely dangerous, and he could be coming, but to hurt more people. But you know, I guess they have to pick and choose. But yeah, that's
from that.
That's always embarrassing when the public officials go like a little too far. It's like, sir, I'm sure Polk County hasn't jumped on everything. Now, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute y'all pick up the phone and someone's calling and asking y'all for help, y'all just go run. You know what I'm saying? Like
the place is a train wreck anyway.
I saw that he was arrested by OPD. I assume he was arrested at NCO.
We met him when he got off of the plane with OPD. The Orlando Police Department was perfect. They were spot on.
Okay, so they caught him in Orlando.
Game on. They were as outraged with him, and they did a remarkable job. The Orlando Police Department was fantastic. Our detectives in Orlando Police met him. He first went to the Orange County Jail, and then we transferred him to the Polk County Jail. And he confessed to us. Are there any other questions?
Do you seem to have any remorse about?
No remorse. No remorse. This is what he does. This is what he does. He sexually batters children, at least a child that we know of, and we suspect more, and we know an adult, and the adult says, I'm now HIV positive.
Sure, you mentioned that Instagram reached out to Auburndale Police Department. Was that Instagram corporate, or is that unusual for the app to get?
There's new law that requires them to report such activity. So I applaud Instagram. They did what was right. And what Instagram did by reporting this to the police immediately was it allowed us to do a complete and thorough investigation. Instagram was a principal in stopping a child pedophile from sexually battering children while being HIV positive.
Are you hoping that will be a deterrent to others in the future?
If all other social media online did exactly what Instagram did, we could stop this. We could stop this. But heretofore, as we've complained for years and for decades, social media has protected pedophiles and protected criminals and protected rapists and murderers and protected child pornographers. That's what they've done. And they should all be ashamed of themselves. There's one thing we can all coalesce around. I don't care what your political decisions are in life. Child pedophiles are bad business. And if everyone would do like Instagram did, we could protect the world's children from this kind of evil person. Instagram should be applauded. OPD, Orlando Police Department, was fantastic. My detectives are the best. You put all of your normal work aside and you focus on someone like this as quick as possible.
Sheriff, any idea of, how long he might have known about this diagnosis, just kind of timeline here?
Have no idea. Have no idea. And the 26-year-old didn't know until we brought it to his attention. And the 14-year-old had no clue that he was having unprotected sex with an adult that was HIV positive. So he goes, well, I'm taking my HIV medicine. Well, duh. Did you tell the 14-year-old? No, I think I mentioned it on social media. Well, we see zero evidence of that. The 14-year-old.
Well, look, so that was kind of a little bit of a trick question, but it's good that, he answered that question because, okay, did you tell this particular individual, 14 years old, that you were HIV positive? Well, yeah, I mean, he's busted. He's admitted to having sex with a child. He's admitted that he is infected. He was sketchy on whether he informed this person who's not of age. It's almost like wrap it up, at the end, like obviously we know that he has a right to due process and all of those things. But it's like, sir, it sounds like he may have given a full confession. That's what it's giving. I mean, it sounds like he sat there and talked to the police.
Victim goes, he didn't tell me that. He's nasty. This guy's nasty.
Yeah, they are not. A 14-year-old has no matter what happened, this guy is a complete pedophile, and the 14-year-old is not of age to make any decisions. So, right. But this is my point. He admitted, it sounds like he confessed to his crimes. That's really my point. Yeah, the 14-year-old is not able to make any decisions. And, it's unfortunate that he was on a app that gave him access to adults or gave adults access to him. It's awful. It's just awful.
He's a menace to society, and he's proven that. And he took advantage of the wonderful people that go to this church. He took advantage of them. He scammed them. They were donating the widow's mite for this preacher to allegedly do a wonderful, wonderful piece of God's work in our community. And what was he doing? Having sex with kids. A kid.
Sure. I know it sounds like it's pretty wide-ranging, but any communities in Polk County in particular that should pay close attention to?
Well, first and foremost, we know he worked 10 years at Crystal Lake Middle School. So we don't know what all the relationships were there. We know he's from Eagle Lake, which is in the Winter Haven area. We know his church was in Winter Haven. We know he was ordained in Haines City. I would say that the people know whether or not they've engaged this guy in sex. This guy's dangerous. We believe he's a super spreader. We don't think two people he woke up at 42 years of age and did this for the first time. We don't believe that at all. And neither do you. And neither
the audacity of meeting someone and knowing that they're 14 years old, it's definitely not his first time.
Does anyone that's watching this live right now. Now, help us make sure that we get help for the potential victims that have been exposed to HIV. We want those victims to first go to the hospital and get treated. Call us. We'll meet you at the hospital. We'll start an investigation and we'll keep stacking the charges. But go to the hospital. Call us. We'll meet you there. We'll get you the care that you need, and we'll make sure that we give him the attention he deserves with the criminal justice system.
Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. Hold on just 1 second, guys. I think I got out of my queue. Okay. Just a second. Let me pivot right here. I mean, pretty much, Sheriff Judd said pretty much everything, but let's just catch this. All right, hold on just a second. The sheriff he said, dope smoking pastor, dope smoking, HIV positive pastor, sir, a mess, okay?
He met on a dating app. Just hours ago, Chaneyfield made his first appearance in court. He's facing multiple charges, including investigators say this church pastor is in jail, charged with sexually battering a 14-year-old boy. They say Timothy Chaneyfield admitted to having sexual relations with that boy, who investigators say he met on a dating app. Just hours ago, Chaneyfield made his first appearance in court. He's facing multiple charges, including child battery, traveling to meet a minor, and having sex without informing a person they're HIV positive.
Tonight, 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst went to that church and Chaneyfield's neighborhood.
Well, the sign outside the St. James United American Free Will Baptist Church says there's Bible study Tuesday nights, but no parishioners showed up as their pastor remains in jail.
This is a dope smoking preacher right here in front of you.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children led them to Timothy Chaneyfield, accused of using a dating app to groom a 14-year-old boy into sex.
He's an evil man. An evil man. And he took advantage of the people at the church. And he took advantage of children.
Judd says Chaneyfield picked up the boy and brought him to his home in Eagle Lake. Neighbors who lived next door didn't want to go on camera, but say he just moved in a few months ago and only saw him mowing the grass.
This guy's dangerous. We believe he's a super spreader.
He says Chaneyfield is HIV positive and didn't tell the boy before they had sex multiple times. He's also charged with not telling another man he has HIV. That man telling investigators he later tested positive for the disease.
We fear that there's other victims out there because he was very aggressive and very adamant about having sex with apparently adults or children.
Chaneyfield also worked as an employee with the Polk County school system. A spokesperson tells us he started as a substitute teacher before leaving as a network manager in 2024, adding, they're glad he was arrested.
Wow.
In Winter Haven, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Oh, Chris, thank you. And I did look into it. The Florida Department of Health says that the state continues to rank third in the nation in cumulative number of AIDS cases, second in the nation for HIV. The latest health department numbers show HIV cases in Polk County have nearly doubled over the past 5 years. There are several locations across the state where you can be tested if you believe you may be infected.
Okay.
Next up, I want to take you out to Polk.
Okay. My God, that's all I can say. My God, yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this. I did pull the affidavit. I feel like Sheriff Judd said everything. Let me see. They said it goes back to on 6/22/26, Polk County Sheriff's Office originally began an investigation in reference to a possible sexual battery that occurred at blank. On 6/22, so this was heavily redacted. On 6/22, a phone call was completed with a victim, blank, and on 7/2/26, an interview was conducted with blank. Between the phone call and the interview, blank stated that he has known the suspect, Timothy Chaneyfield, for a few years, but they stopped talking for a while. Timothy stated recently he began talking to Timothy stated recently he began talking to Timothy more frequently in the month of June of 2025. Stated that in July 2025, he began going to Timothy's house, frequently located at blank, where they began to engage in consensual sexual intercourse. Now, I don't know if this was the adult or the child. I'm assuming maybe this was an adult, because he said consensual and that there's no such thing with a child. Blank stated that he would always make Timothy wear a condom. One particular either evening or event, one particular blank members he was maybe remembers, maybe one particular evening so and so remembers he was at Timothy's residence and they were cuddling in bed. Timothy kept trying to put the tip of his, I'm gonna say his private area, we know what he's talking about, in blank's back door, to which blank told blank would tell Timothy he needed to put on a condom. So this is obviously the adult. When blank was leaving the residence, he stated that he noticed a bottle of Biktarvy, which blank stated is a medicine for people who have blank blank. Stated he has not spoken to Timothy since that day. A few days later, blank stated he went to get tested because he was not feeling good, at which point he tested blank. He girl a long blank. He regularly gets tested and stated that he was tested in May of 2025, which showed he was blank. Stated him and Timothy never spoke about blank with each other. Blank also stated he has given Timothy oral and has performed oral on, oh my God, on Timothy's back door. Girl, this affidavit is a lot. Okay. Medical records for blank revealed that on July 8th, 2025, blank for blank, on August 11th, 2025, blank got tested again, at which time blank, August 11th, 2025, was after blank last saw Timothy. A photographic lineup was complete, at which time blank positively identified Timothy Chaneyfield. On 7/31/26, an interview was conducted with Timothy Chaneyfield at the Polk County Sheriff's Office Processing Center located on Castro Road in Winter Haven, Florida. At the beginning of the interview, Timothy was read his Miranda rights from my agency issued Miranda card. During the interview, Timothy stated that he first met blank in 2021. So I'm sure he's talking about the adult at this time because he met the child. The child that he met, that was more recent. So he's talking about the adult male that is believed that he has infected. He met the so and so back in 2021 or 2022 on a website called Jacked. I've never heard of that, but okay. Timothy stated during that time he expressed to blank that he was undetectable but takes medication. At which point blank told Timothy that is that was fine. I'm assuming that's what he meant to say. That was fine because blank always uses protection anyway. Timothy and blank engaged in sexual intercourse when they first met. So they just like hooked up. They met on the app and they hooked up first night. Timothy stated that he had last seen blank July 13th of 2025 after he got back from the Dominican Republic. Timothy stated that no sexual intercourse occurred at this point because they got into an argument. Timothy stated blank would often tell Timothy stated blank would tell Timothy that they needed to use condoms. Timothy stated at the time where they were in what stated that they stated the times were when they were in bed. He possibly was rubbing his erect sexual member on blank's buttocks area, but stated he was never y'all, I'm gonna have to get creative, okay? Because this is quite graphic, but I'm sure you can tell what's going on here. He was rubbing his thing at the back door, okay? Timothy also stated in 2025 no oral occurred, but stated when they first met in 2021 or 2022 the oral possibly occurred. During the interview with Timothy, he stated that he has been he has been positive since 2007, but stated he is listed as undetectable. What? A clarification interview was conducted with blank on 7/31/26. At the conclusion of my interview with Timothy Chaneyfield, blank stated Timothy never disclosed his health status with blank and that Timothy never told him on the jacked website that he was undetectable, but on medication. Medical records for Timothy Chaneyfield revealed that Timothy Chaneyfield is blank. Based on the information learned during the interview, I determined probable cause to charge Timothy Chaneyfield for violating Florida statute 384.24.2 for not making blank aware that blank and that he may communicate the disease to another person through sexual intercourse. Baby, I've never read a report with so many redactions on it. It was pretty, yeah, it's a lot. And there's nothing regarding the child. So I almost feel like based on the charges, they're going to have to refer him to the feds because if you recall, the man who Joshua McGraw or McGrath, Joshua McGrath. Okay, I got a high five for getting through that. Girl was very uncomfortable. Thank you, girl. That was not easy. Okay, thank you for that. Remember Joshua McGrath, the one who got pulled over to the side of the who was trying to lie and had a wig in the back seat, and then they had the damn printer and they were printing off phony money and all that stuff. Baby, he has the charges over there. Was it in Paulding County, somewhere off of I-95? And he picked up a good old Fed case while he was at it. I suspect that Polk County they have the charges for him, and I'm sure the feds are going to pick him up because they're the ones who are going to charge for all the other stuff. Geez, the HIV terms have changed since Magic and the movie with Denzel. With Denzel's white man. What is that? What movie was that? Thank you, Bible lady. Y'all, that was not easy. Sir's Not Getting Out. It's like one of the Philadelphia. That was a sad movie with Tom Hanks. That was so, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I know I saw Philadelphia, but I was really young. When did that movie come out? I feel like I remembered seeing that with my sister. Philadelphia. Was that about someone not being notified? Girl, I don't even remember. Oh, Philadelphia, the movie. Hold on. I probably need to see that again. I don't remember it. Um, Girl, 1983. I was like 22 years old at the time, 22, 23, depending on when it came out. Girl, I know I don't remember because sis was girl. I know I don't remember the plot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's see. I just remembered that um Tom Hanks was sick, fearing it would compromise his career. Lawyer Andrew Beckett, Tom Hanks, hides his homosexuality and HIV status at a powerful Philadelphia law firm, but his secret is exposed when a colleague spots the illness, telltale lesions. Fired shortly thereafter. Oh, so it was like a discrimination lawsuit. Okay. Fired shortly afterward, Beckett resolves to sue for discrimination, teaming up with Joe Miller Denzel, the only lawyer willing to help him. In court, they face one of his ex-employer's top litigators, Belinda Corinne, Mary Steenburgen. Okay. So it was they fired him because he was gay and because he had HIV and all of the things. Okay. I remember going to see that movie, but I don't. We used to be at the movies like every weekend. I remember seeing that, but I did not remember the plot. You know what movie I remember going to see with my other so this movie I went to see with my sister, my oldest sister, and then I remember going to see The Crying Game with my other sister. I need to watch. There's so many movies and it's like, you know what? I need to kind of see that one as an adult because baby, I barely remember. Yeah, The Crying Game was in 20 that was in 1992. I was just a baby. I need to see that one again. I just remember that there was like the big reveal that basically he found out that the woman was a transgender woman. With a trans woman, let me say it how you're supposed to say it now. The lady was the lady was trans. Yeah, there's so many good movies. And now I really need to see it like now that I've lived my life a little bit because baby, I didn't know what the hell was going on back then. I was probably like, you know what? I'm supposed to be at the club. My friends are getting ready to meet me down at the tunnel and we get ready to have some drinks. You know what I mean? I probably was these were I'm sure movies that my sisters picked out and I was just probably there for cuz they probably didn't want to go by themselves. Um Yes, I need to yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got some life up under our belts, it probably will have more meaning cuz baby, I'm sure I was probably um I'm good for falling asleep in a movie. But I remember The Crying Game. That was a good one. And I do remember Philadelphia, but you know, I'd have to see it again. I really would. I remember going to see it, but I don't remember like it didn't stay with me. Girl, but like, I'll tell you guys 50 times about seeing Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I remember that one. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was so damn funny. Okay, let's keep moving along. But yeah, that's really sad and I feel sorry for anybody who was impacted by that man and I really hope that the children of Winter Haven that if there's any parents out there that think that this man has had any communication with their sons, maybe even daughters, that they need to have those children examined and talked to forensically as soon as possible because this guy was a whole entire predator. Um Awful, just the worst. Okay, let me find my playlist again. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, so this story, a couple different things. Let me see if I put it in this playlist or not. Um, okay, we talked about this some months ago. Maybe I should pull that up too. Just one second, guys. My bad. I feel like I read her. All right, this happened last week. We talked about this before, but let's get into it again. I'm going to have to share my screen.
Well, right now, an FBI's most wanted fraud fugitive is back in South Florida after being captured in Jamaica earlier today. 41-year-old Elaine Escoe faces multiple money laundering and wire fraud charges for her alleged involvement in getting more than $32 million in COVID-19 relief funds. A warrant was issued for her arrest in West Palm Beach last year. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida says Escoe fled to Jamaica, lived there under a different name, and was eventually captured after Jamaican authorities got a tip. Local former FBI Special Agent Stuart Kaplan says this arrest tells the public that fleeing to another country does not guarantee you won't get caught, and that the arrest may indicate a change in America's relationship with Jamaica.
I think this administration has been able to develop new relationships with countries that seemingly in the past were uncooperative or unwilling to assist the United States in extradition. And Jamaica happened to be one of those countries.
Kaplan, who is also a criminal defense attorney, says Escoe will have an uphill battle facing the charges, but is innocent until proven guilty.
Well, all of her, let me just say this, her co-defendants, I think, have all pled guilty. They were in the process of going to court, and she was actually on pretrial release and did not show up for court and had taken off. She's also a Jamaican national, but I don't know if she had dual citizenship or not, but she basically took the hell off and disappeared but her co-defendants, I believe, have all gotten plea deals. So I don't know what's going to happen with her, if she's going to take it to the box or what, or if she's going to go and plead guilty. But obviously she's not being offered any pretrial release anymore.
Most wanted COVID fraud fugitives is now in U.S. custody after fleeing to the Caribbean.
Shanley Painter is here with those details. Hey guys, good morning. So according to the FBI, the woman, Elaine Escoe, was living under a fake identity in Jamaica while evading fraud charges for allegedly
Oh, let me tell you this. There was $150,000 reward on her head. So somebody may have cashed in.
obtaining more than $32 million in taxpayer-funded COVID-19 relief funds before fleeing the country after failing to appear in federal court. 41-year-old Escoe was indicted in 2025 on charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and multiple counts of money laundering. FBI Director Kash Patel telling Fox Digital, quote,
Maybe she thought because she was Jamaican that they would not extradite her. I don't know if she still held her citizenship. I think she was Jamaican. Maybe she thought as a national that they would not extradite her, but No.
The historic success of the most wanted fraudster list continues as the FBI and our partners just captured our fourth most wanted fraudster in 5 weeks. And yet another high value target returned to the U.S. by this FBI. Elaine Escoe is on the run, or was on the run since 2025, was captured in Jamaica while living under a fake identity of Harley Newman and returned to the United States to face justice. In another statement, Attorney General Todd Blanche saying, quote, "This most wanted fraudster allegedly obtained tens of millions in COVID-19 relief, stealing critical resources from legitimate businesses during a national crisis. She fled the country believing she could escape justice, but ultimately could not. Those who exploit taxpayer-funded programs will be held accountable by this Department of Justice, no matter how long it takes or where they attempt to hide." Well, since June, the FBI has returned more than 30 high-value targets to the U.S., and the 4 alleged suspects captured over the past 5 weeks are collectively charged with nearly $1.8 billion in fraud, guys.
Amazing.
It's an amazing story. And, I'm so glad we're catching these people, but I want my money back.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me that they're behind bars. I want our money back. And
Okay. I'll tell you guys about the money back.
The FBI is asking for your help in
So I think this was when she first went missing.
finding a Palm Beach County woman, they say.
Girl, how did she get $32 million? I do not know. You know what? We'd have to read the charging document. I'm sure it's in there. Her charging document is it's either 19 or 30 pages. I looked it up because she is back in the process now. Obviously, all of her cohorts have been adjudicated and she's the lone person now. And I'm sure it's in there. So if you want to know, if you really want to know, I'll skim through it and see. We'll find out because that was a lot. That's a lot of money.
Was involved in a multi-million-dollar COVID fraud scheme. Take a look. This is Elaine Escoe. She's now considered a fugitive. Escoe
So this is when she first went missing.
is now accused of stealing $34 million in
You really want to know?
relief money.
Okay.
CBS 12's Antoinette Delbel joins us live from the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach and has more on what to do if you've seen her. Annie?
well, Liz,
Look, law enforcement always likes to, they like to, I think that they were mad that she took off on them. And I don't think that they saw it coming, especially $32 million. This is my thing. You got these fraudsters. The main people we don't want, look, as Americans or just as citizens of this land, once you catch the killers and the con people, I feel like on the list of the totem pole are the people. Who is that? Is that Lammy? Girl, Lammy sound like he had a stuffy nose. If you're a con, you lie, you lie to the point that law enforcement's looking at you, and also the killers and the thieves. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them to their day in court. Those are the people who I feel like it'd be safe to say we'd prefer them to not have pretrial release. But can you keep an eye on those people so they don't go disappearing? Because especially the fraudsters, they're going to go. I mean, hello, we have been keeping up with a fraudster case over the past month. And them fraudsters don't like to turn themselves in. They don't. And they like to sit in the bushes and listen to podcasts who talk about crime. Okay? Fraudsters don't like to turn themselves in. So that's nothing new. They should have known that one.
Federal agents say Escoe has been on the run since June after she didn't show up to court here. Now, she was indicted just months after getting out of jail earlier this year on similar charges for wire fraud. 40-year-old Elaine Escoe, seen here smiling with.
This was her second case. We did like a whole we read some documents on her once upon a time. We did a whole let's read. I feel like I need to find the link for it and run it up to you guys. But we did a whole entire let's read on her. I think this was her second Fed case.
Family and friends, is wanted by the FBI. The fugitive, who also went by the alias Annie Palmer, is accused of pocketing COVID relief money totaling $34 million. Federal agents say she and others were part of an elaborate scheme involving wire fraud and money laundering. The indictment claims Escoe submitted more than 90 applications for PPP and other COVID relief programs by using false information about employee numbers, payrolls, and revenue over an 18-month span in 2020. And it says Escoe was considered the ringleader.
This case involving multiple co-conspirators and 90 or so applications with 34 million, that is a much larger number and a much more complicated and complex kind of allegation than most PPP cases.
Defense lawyer David Taras has handled many cases like this. He says the COVID-19 money was meant to help those hit hard by the pandemic, not to be misused for personal gain.
A lot of people were really hurt. People were dying during COVID, and those people maybe could have used that money to keep their businesses alive. That money wasn't available.
Now, Escoe has tattoos on her left wrist, her stomach, her shoulder, her back. Federal agents believe she could be in Jamaica, where she's originally from. If you've seen her or know where she might be, call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Live in.
They knew she was in Jamaica. They just had to find her. She had to slip up. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay. Did y'all see this guy? Hold on a second.
And new at 4, disturbing new video from the Metro East. A person in a clown costume caught on camera going up to a house in East St. Louis. We got this video from someone who lives in this home. This happened around the same time that a homicide happened. Police say the suspect in that killing was wearing a red and blue clown costume. The homicide took place around 10 o'clock last night near 76th and State Street in East St. Louis. The area is just west of Interstate 255. Illinois State Police just announced that they took a 15-year-old into custody in connection to that homicide. And our Amanda Rowley is closely following this story. She will have another update for us coming up at 5 o'clock.
A 15-year-old, you guys.
The clown caught on ring.
Hey, Mr. Groove. Can you believe that? 15 years old. So he was going up to people's doors acting weird. And turns out that there was a man at a bus stop who had been stabbed and killed by someone matching this guy's description. And yeah, he was out here like tripping, just walking up to people's doors, walking around the back of people's homes. And when he went to this house in particular, there was a older woman, and her son actually posted this on social media, and he said something like, hold on a second. He said, hold on, let me pull this up. Okay. Y'all, because you can see it real clear here. He says, whoever this is, death riding you, because come to my mom's house will get you killed quickly. Anybody trying to bury a family member better warn this weirdo. That's what he said. Okay. Basically, don't fuck around with the fuck around. Y'all see this?
I'm looking for you.
The fuck?
I'm looking for you.
He's crazy. 15 years old. Something is wrong with him, and nobody wants to find out. You know what I mean? Like, he's dangerous. He killed a 78-year-old. So, needless to say, he would have probably taken out that 72-year-old lady who probably wouldn't have been able to really defend herself well.
Cameras frightening neighbors is now at the center of a homicide investigation. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly.
Did y'all see that? What I just showed? Y'all saw it, right? Okay, I think so. I wasn't sure if I had it on the screen right or not. You saw it? Okay.
Jackson. Tonight, Illinois State Police say the person in the clown costume is a 15-year-old boy suspected in a homicide last night in East St. Louis. 5 on your side's Regan DeTrolio joins us live.
I think they're gonna charge him as an adult. I think they're going to charge him as an adult. We'll just let this story run, and then they're looking to upgrade it as an adult.
At the East St. Louis Police Department.
Kelly and Mike, neighbors tell me it was such a shocking and scary experience to see the clown on their doorsteps and then learn that he's a homicide suspect. Imagine someone knocking on your front door in the middle of the night dressed in a clown costume. That's what happened to Lee Palmer's mom Monday night.
I don't think he's gonna kill everybody in the house the way he came. They were scared, like stuff like this ain't never happened.
You said you saw him with a big knife. Well, and he's just twirling it, just twirling like it's like a toy knife. Neighbor Corinne Spry was sitting on her back porch with her son and husband when she saw the homicide suspect going door to door Monday evening around 9 o'clock.
So he starts peeking in their window, and then he leaves from around the front porch and then goes around to the back. What if he was just...
So when you saw all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is a time when it's okay to Karen. When you see someone trolling the neighborhood on foot, twirling a knife, that's when you think it's okay to just sit on your porch with your husband and your son and just watch it go by. Was it like when he came to your house, that's when it would have been a problem? You didn't think that it was time to activate and say, you know, I see something weird going on. You know what I mean? Like, there is a point where it is okay to not mind your business and pick up the phone. The life you save next time might be your own. I don't know.
Crazy enough to,
like, come on now.
I'll just murder this whole family.
Did I see the Sonya interview? What Sonya interview? Did you see the Sonya? You got to be more specific. What Sonya interview? Sonya interviewed somewhere?
Only sitting outside.
Spry says the suspect in the clown costume roamed around her East St. Louis neighborhood for about 45 minutes before she saw police show up.
He was up to no good. We're pretty sure that he circled back around in these woods because you could hear like the sticks like breaking.
Illinois State Police say they recovered a body near 76th and State Streets around 10 o'clock Monday night. Neighbors say the body was laying in the middle of the road in front of this bus stop. Police have not yet said how the person was killed.
It could have been any of us. You know, what if he wants to go on like a rampage or something and try to murder this whole street? That's also just another thought that came to my head that scares me because I have a child.
The person in this clown costume is now in custody, being identified as a 15-year-old teenager.
And wherever he is, please get him some help, please. And because he wasn't in the right state of mind to walk on somebody's porch like that, for real. It's just unimaginable.
Palmer says he's just relieved his mom didn't open the front door because she could have become a victim herself.
Some of them live alone, and like my mom, she kind of older, you know what I'm saying?
If you have any more information or surveillance video of the suspect, contact Illinois
State Police right away. That number's up on your screen. It is 618-806-7611. We also have all that info at this story on ksdk.com if you missed it. Reporting.
Okay. No, I did not see it. And I don't know. I mean, Sonia says the same stuff. Sonia comes off as mentally ill. Okay. And Sonia says the same things over and over and over again. Is there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have 2 minutes to waste. And if she's sitting there on the same talking points, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just be honest, on the strength of Sonia and her mental illness, I'm not superly duperly interested. And that's really on the strength of Sonia. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. Thank you. It's not just me. You know what I mean? Like Sonia has said the same thing 150 times. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? If it's the same old, I appreciate you coming and dropping it in my chat. And the people who are interested, who are here at this moment, I'm sure will go and check it out. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what I mean? But Sonia is a bore fest, okay? Sonia's a bore fest. And since we don't really hear from her anymore, I'm sure there's nothing new that she's reporting. You know what I'm saying? Sonia never has anything new to talk about, and she's so boring. Okay. But yeah, if anyone goes and listens and there's something, some new information that Tulsa brought out of Sonia, other than Sonia sticking with her talking points and all of the things, then I definitely will go and check it out. But if Sonia is still speaking from the book of Nesto and the book of her mental illness, baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've heard everything she has to say. Plus, she lies. Okay. Did we need to talk about this tonight? Girl, you see what I'm saying? My audience almost isn't even interested in it anymore. You know what I mean? This is what let me tell you something. If Tulsa has a line in with Sonia and that this is who Sonia is communicating with, that's very cool. If we could find out the truth, if Sonia wants to tell us about van life, tell us something truthful about something going on maybe in her life that maybe we might be interested in. Tell us about what's going on with Miss Janice and the lawsuit with the house up in Ohio. Those are the things that we want to know, like some truthfulisms. We're not really interested in what she has to say about Nesto, because baby, she knows less than us. Okay. Sonia don't know anything about her own man. Okay. And she lies all the time. So yeah. Thank you for letting us know though. All right, let's pivot, you guys. Am I getting some more? Oh, hold on a second. Did I get some more jewels and things? Hold on. Maybe I missed some. Wait, let's see. I don't know if I saw this before or not, but thank you. Thank you, y'all. Okay. What happened to that tooth? Can Tulsa ask her to explain her dental work? Can you ask to find out how chunklet number 9 is would they say sisters not twins or something? Girl, can she explain that dental work she got done? How did she lose her tooth and why doesn't it match? Can she talk to us about, y'all, we might have new people listening and they're like, wait a second, this has taken a left turn. Let's stay on track. Let me stop. Let me stay on track. Okay, guys, do you remember? Let me go back to this. Do you guys remember? So two stories are intersecting, two worlds are colliding. Let me get off chunklet. Y'all stop me because you know I can get real silly with it. Do you guys remember the girl who got pregnant through the air vent, Daisy Link? Do you guys remember? And she went to trial for killing her ex-husband or her boyfriend or something. So all of a sudden, guess who is in court? So Daisy, so this is what happened. So if you guys remember, nobody knew anything about Daisy, nobody cared. Turned out Daisy met some guy through the air vent in the Miami-Dade jail, right? And somehow got his sperm, got pregnant, the whole thing, right? Well, she ended up getting a new trial. She's still sitting in Miami-Dade jail, right? Guess who her roommate is? Her roommate is Dr. Nehal Gupta. Do you remember the lady who went down to Florida on vacation? She was in the middle of a divorce. The Indian doctor. She went down to Florida for vacation with her daughter. She rented an Airbnb and she said that her daughter may have drowned in the pool at the Airbnb, but when they brought the daughter to the emergency room, there was no water in her lungs that would show that she actually drowned. Like her anatomy was not giving a drowning. So they're now roommates. And apparently Dr. Gupta or Nehal Gupta is saying that Daisy, who is her roommate, is trying to kill her. Okay, let's get into it. All right. If you don't, we'll give a little bit of backstory, but we're going to go straight into what happened today in court. I was like, what is going on? And how did these two become roommates? How did this happen? All right, let's see. Let me pull it up. What was that? Okay, hold on.
Killing her 4-year-old daughter, says that she is getting threats from a high-profile inmate, and now she's asking the judge for one of them to be relocated. Terrell Forney has the courtroom update from Miami.
Nehal Gupta back in a Miami courtroom Wednesday after her attorneys filed an emergency motion for separation order. The judge getting an earful about numerous attacks against Gupta, most of them at the hands of another female inmate, Daisy Link, according to her attorneys.
Ms. Link is on the bottom tier of the unit. She is not allowed out of her cell at the same time as Ms. Gupta.
Gupta, a pediatrician from Oklahoma City, has been in jails in South Florida since the summer of last year, accused of killing her 4-year-old daughter and telling police she accidentally drowned at a short-term rental home in El Portal. Link has been in custody since 2022, charged with second-degree murder, and later found guilty of killing her husband of 9 years. And now, Link faces at least 7 additional battery counts while in custody, 6 of those allegedly against Gupta. One incident detailed in the emergency motion says Ms. Link physically assaulted Ms. Gupta inside her cell, causing pain and bruising to her face, along with permanent damage to her prescription glasses. Ms. Gupta was alone in her cell when the door opened, and Daisy Link entered and proceeded to punch Ms. Gupta in the face repeatedly.
Damn.
At least 15 punches with no words exchanged, according to the document. Attacks that have been repeated over the past year. The judge, though, today stopping short of demanding any action.
Court does not have the authority to grant the motion at this time for a keep separate order. Would again recommend that corrections stay on top of this issue, which they have been doing to ensure that they are separated.
So that judge confident that
This is my thing. Why wouldn't the corporal or whoever, the sheriff, manage moving them apart from each other? Or is it just, okay, if we move them apart, then we got to move everybody who's got a problem. Everybody's going to start getting into fights so that they can get a different room or whatever. Like, I guess, I mean, it's dangerous. That one woman was already found guilty of killing her husband, and the other one is sitting waiting for her day in court about potentially killing her daughter because she was upset at the divorce with her husband. That's what the allegations are. It's crazy that these two cases collided together because, I mean, Dr. Gupta has just been sitting there. I keep calling her Dr. Gupta. Nehal Gupta has just been sitting there. She probably has lost her well, she probably hasn't lost her license yet because she has her time to be found. She's innocent until proven guilty. But baby, you think it's Dr. Gupta privilege? She says that she been getting her ass beat over there to the jail. Daisy might be crazy though. In all actuality, Daisy might be crazy. Your girl Tyshell is going through the same thing. Who are they beating up? Tyshell? You said Tryshell. Are they beating up Tyshell? Tyshell needs to just go ahead like Kimberly did, Kimberly Mills, and go ahead and take that long ride down to Ocala or wherever the jail is, the Lowell. She needs to just go ahead and save the state of Florida. Save what county is it? Girl. I'm trying to think, which county is it again? Because Tyshell and Kimberly Mills were in the same county. Y'all, it's so many cases. We have so many cases. Did I tell you? Oh, I was talking to my other channel this morning. Driving through Florida, we were in a different side of Florida. We went through Gainesville and Ocala and Marion County and all that, going into on the Tampa side. Baby, it was like we're driving down, I don't even remember the highway it was, but all I could think of was the multitude of cases that we have covered. That was like my thought, like I'm like, oh, look, Marion County, that's where so-and-so and such, that's where such and such was happening.
Correction staff here at TGK doing all they can to keep these two women separated, but as far
Are they roommates?
As a motive, according to information unveiled inside of the courtroom, they say that Nehal Gupta is a witness on a case that Daisy Link is charged with, and that is why all of that retaliation is against her. Again, according to information inside of the courtroom, we know that one of those battery cases is against a corrections officer, by the way. But again,
so Nehal might have witnessed a crime. Lake County, thank you, Bible lady. So Nehal may have witnessed something, and this is some witness intimidation. Okay.
Two women, it appears, are being kept in separate areas of TGK. Reporting from West Miami-Dade, I'm Terrell Fournette, Local 10 News.
Now, why is Daisy Link still there after she was found guilty?
Guys, that's exactly.
Daisy was found guilty, and apparently there was some prosecutorial misconduct during the closing statements or closing arguments, and she was granted a new trial. So she was found guilty in her original trial, but her judge has cleared the way for her to have a new trial. So she's still sitting there.
Right. Dr. Nehal Gupta will remain behind bars in Florida until her arraignment in August. Bond has also been denied by a second judge for this Metro pediatrician. Gupta is charged with first-degree murder after her daughter's body was found unresponsive next to a Florida swimming pool in June. She claimed the 4-year-old little girl accidentally drowned. But according to the medical examiner's report, there was no water in the child's lungs. Her attorneys repeating in the courtroom on Friday, the murder charge was a quick jump to judgment, and Gupta has no prior criminal history.
This is a mother who is tragically upset and destroyed over the death of her child.
Well, her husband thinks that she killed the child.
Now, Dr. Gupta
Well,
and
her ex-husband, her soon-to-be ex, he probably is ex by now.
her daughter were staying at a short-term rental in Florida at the time of the child's death. She was employed as a pediatrician at OU Health, but has since been terminated. Her attorneys requesting the judge's help maintaining Gupta's restrictive diet since her bond was denied. The judge did agree to make sure those restrictions are met. Her arraignment, guys, is set for August 7th there in Florida.
Gosh, so she was August 7th. Is that now? So that's tomorrow.
And now to heart-wrenching video just released showing the days leading up to a toddler tragedy. This home surveillance video is now evidence in the case of an Oklahoma pediatrician accused in the death of her daughter in El Portal. Local 10's Janine Stanwood is in the newsroom with what the video shows. Janine?
And that video shows what at first looks like a mother-daughter vacation until days later when first responders arrive.
June 25th. This new video shows a mother and her little girl walking inside this vacation rental house in El Portal.
Mommy, how did I find our house?
Mom making several trips with suitcases, and over the next 2 days, they'd get a food delivery. There's a driveway diaper change, and at one point, Mom carries the tuckered out girl inside. It would be the last time we'd ever see her alive.
You were arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant.
Investigators say the woman is 36-year-old Nehal Gupta, a pediatrician who would later be accused of smothering the girl and staging it as a drowning. Detectives say June 27th, police and fire rescue would respond to reports of an unresponsive child in the backyard pool. Video shows a swarm of first responders entering the house, and soon you see the girl identified as 4-year-old Aria taken away on a stretcher. She was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Police with a warrant! Open the door! Do it now!
Gupta was later arrested at her home in Oklahoma, found hiding in a laundry room.
Hands! Hands! Come out! Contact on the ground. Come here.
She's maintained her innocence that Aria had a late dinner and slipped into the pool by accident. The medical examiner finding otherwise.
There's no food in her stomach to indicate she had that nice dinner, and her lungs were dry.
Gupta is still behind bars here in South Florida. She has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. Calvin?
Okay, thanks a lot, Janine. And
Okay. Let me stop this. Okay. Let me see. So, hold on a second, guys. Oh, man, where was I? So she's been in jail now for over a year. I wonder what it said on the emergency separation order. Does it say anything specifically? Oh, okay. It says, let's see. It says, defendant Nehal Gupta was arrested on July 17th, 2025, charged with second-degree murder and transferred to Turner Guilford Knight Correction Center, TGK, where she remains in custody. Ms. Gupta is in fear due to the actions of another inmate, Daisy Link, who is currently housed in the same unit at TGK Correction Center. On January 26, 2026, Ms. Link physically assaulted Ms. Gupta inside her cell, causing her pain and bruising to her face and permanent damage to her prescription glasses. Ms. Gupta was alone in her cell when the door opened and Daisy Link entered and proceeded to punch Gupta in her face repeatedly. The state of Florida filed charges against Daisy Link on the above assault, case number blank 26-17-16. After the incident, Ms. Link was removed from the same housing unit as Ms. Gupta. During June of 2026, Daisy Link returned to the same housing unit as Ms. Gupta. July 17th, Ms. Gupta was locked inside her cell when Ms. Link approached her door and began banging aggressively and yelling, "I'm going to kill you." On July 20th, 2026, there was another incident involving Ms. Link and Ms. Gupta. Ms. Link is currently awaiting trial on a second murder case and has been charged in multiple separate cases with battery by detainees involving other inmates, and they list a host of case numbers. Undersigned counsel has attempted to have Ms. Gupta moved out of that unit or to have Ms. Link moved out of the unit, but to no avail. Friday, July 24th, Ms. Gupta was again attacked by one of her associates. The matter is currently under investigation by the Department of Corrections. Ms. Gupta is a victim in a pending case where Ms. Link is a defendant. Ms. Gupta is not requesting any relief from the court that will affect her underlying criminal case. Rather, she is respectfully requesting the court enter a separation order authorizing TGK Correctional Center to take immediate action, ensuring her safety and separation from Daisy Link as she remains in custody pending a resolution of her criminal matter. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's one of those, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It kind of sucks, but they're going to say, well, you should have thought about that before you got into this situation with your daughter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more important situations at risk. I guess, if she's fearing for her life, I don't know, girl. I don't know. What do you guys think? She's going to have to thug it out, right? You said someone's trying to beat up Tyshell? I need to look and see if there's anything filed. I had some problems getting stuff from Lake County. I'm not going to lie. I did get some Tyshell stuff once upon a time. I feel like I got some incident reports, but you guys weren't really into it. So I didn't request anything else. We had some incident reports. We talked about it and then we kind of left it alone. One thing I can tell you that I did get an update on when we talked about Passion Moon, I told you guys Passion Moon got 25 years to serve at 50%. One of you guys asked me about the restitution, $1.9 million, you guys. Okay. 1.9 million. I should have had her picture up. And so I was looking at the docket and I wanted to play this. Girl, where is the thing? Oh, I was going to play girl. Basically, they want their money back. They want her to pay. Girl, can you imagine if you had a $1.9 million restitution and you're just a regular working girl? She was on $5,000 bond. She had a $5,000 cash bond that she had paid, I guess, on like a $40,000 or $50,000 bond or whatever. So that money was refunded and put towards the debt. So I think her debt now is like $1,895,000, like something ridiculous. So they deducted the $5,000 from the total of 1.9, and now it's like $1,895,000, something crazy. No, yeah. Even when she gets out in 12 years, between 12 and 25, they're going to have a garnishment. They're going to have some sort of levy or garnishment on her money. She's done. You think her husband's going to wait on her? Because they almost got a divorce, I think, a year or two into her being charged with criminal charges. You think he's going to wait on her, or he probably is going to divorce her? They're going to have her kid's going to be calling somebody else stepmama. Is Gupta getting beat up for snitching? I don't know, girl. I don't know. We're gonna keep our eye on it. We're gonna keep our eye on it. What else was there? There were some other things we wanted to talk about, but baby, I feel like we've or y'all wanted some, let me see. I just let me since girl, it's like Sonia, I thought you wanted to not be bothered by you. Sonia loves the YouTube streets. Can y'all tell? It's like, girl, nobody's even thinking about you. Why don't you leave the YouTube streets alone? I thought you were bothered by YouTube. Why don't you go somewhere? Why don't you go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I thought you couldn't stand YouTube. Are you still lurking in the bushes? What's wrong with you, girl? Ma'am, can we help you? I thought you didn't like it. She loves attention. Girl, we can't give you that type of attention. We can't help you. Girl. Since your good friend, the meddler, fucked it up for everybody and we can't get phone calls on nothing and nobody, your good friend, the fucking meddler, baby, we're done. The only thing I want to hear about is if she goes to court next week and if she had something comical, if she wears something comical to court. That's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody really cares. Who is coughing? Lemmy, are you okay? Come here. Hold on a second. Lemmy got something going on. Hold on, let me play this for you guys.
Judge set a bond for the mother accused of shooting and killing a man she found hiding under her child's bed. 36-year-old Kendra Scott was scheduled to appear in court for a bond hearing today. Her lawyer told ABC 24 that after talking with prosecutors, both sides were able to agree on a $100,000 bond. According to the police report, Scott told officers when she got home around 1:30 Thursday morning, she saw a man under her child's bed. The child told police she invited the man into the home. As he was leaving, Scott shot him. Scott's attorney told us he believes prosecutors will have a hard time proving Scott planned the shooting ahead of time, given the circumstances.
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic.
Scott's attorney says there is doorbell security video of the incident. He says that along with the autopsy, that will shed more light on this case. Scott is expected in court Friday.
And we're also following new developments in the case of a Memphis mother accused of shooting and killing a man she says she found hiding under her daughter's bed. In court this morning, Kendra Scott, who is charged with first-degree murder, had her bond set at $100,000 and was also ordered not to have contact with the victim's family. Memphis police say when they initially arrived to the scene last week, the victim, Rodarius Morton, was found dead near the home's porch after he had been shot in the back of the head. WREG's Shay Arthur is live tonight after speaking with a former teacher of Morton's and what she wants people to know about him. Shay?
Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, she says this case could have been handled so many other ways, not ending with a 20-year-old man being killed.
Perkins says she's the former middle school teacher of Rodarius Morton, who Memphis police say was shot and killed early last Thursday morning in the Walker Homes neighborhood. She said Morton had learning disabilities.
He was special needs, and I was his special needs teacher.
She described him as soft-spoken and respectful, shocked by his death.
Unbelievable. Very, very hurt because the young man that I knew that most people don't know, based off of this story, they don't know him personally like I did.
In court paperwork, an underage girl told police Morton came to her house early Thursday morning through a back door. Her mother, Kendra Scott, then showed up banging on the door, yelling, "Who was at my house?" Scott says she went inside and found Morton hiding under the girl's bed. Police say as Morton was leaving the home unarmed, he was shot somewhere near the front porch. Detectives discovered he had a gunshot wound to the back of his head. The girl told police her mother has told her in the past if she discovered a boy in the home, he would be faced with violence.
People look at this and they say, well, he should have been in that situation in the first place.
And I agree. I do agree. I do not condone his actions as going and mingling with a 13-year-old. However, when you're cognitively not 20, what do you expect?
I'm going to just say this. How would she expect the mother to know that? The mother didn't have like a full case file of what he had going on. I don't know what the mother had, but I would imagine this lady came home and saw somebody who's not supposed to be in her house at her house, and she handled the business that was in front of her at that moment. And whatever that young man had going on, it's unfortunate, but if she would have no way of knowing that. What she knew is that there was a whole entire young man up under her 13-year-old's bed, and she handled that business, and she did what she was supposed to do, protecting her home and protecting her child. And, unfortunately, we live in a world where you kind of have to, it's on some shoot first, ask questions later. And so, yeah. I mean, that's just what happened. I feel sorry for that man's family, but how would that lady know he's special needs? How would she have known that he wasn't mentally all there? She didn't know that.
And then I found out last night that
maybe her daughter's special needs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her daughter had some limitations. Who knows? I don't know.
From his sister, no one knew that he was gone away from the house.
Perkins believes Morton thought the girl was older and didn't understand the law.
I just wish she wouldn't have never shot him. That's it. There were so many opportunities for her to stop and think. So many different ways that this could have had a different outcome. So many different ways. Call the police. If you got a gun, hold them there to gunpoint till the police gets there.
Look, there obviously are some issues because they charged the woman with murder. I don't know. So based on what they're saying happened, so this happened like a week or two ago. Basically, he was retreating from the house at the time that I think she shot him. I think she shot him in his back. And so he was retreating from the home. So there are some issues there, and that's probably why she was charged how she was. Will she be convicted? We don't really know. It's unfortunate. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's like, yes,
Yeah, and Stephanie, Scott is due back here in court next month. For your news leader, we're live downtown tonight. Shay Arthur, WREG News Channel 3.
$100,000, that's the bond for a Southwest Memphis woman accused of fatally shooting a man allegedly found hiding under her juvenile daughter's bed. Kendra Scott was in court today to face a charge of first-degree murder for the death of Rodarius Morton. Braille Brown spoke with Scott's attorneys about their confidence in representing her.
Kendra Scott stood before the judge draped in a Shelby County jumpsuit while her family sat in the gallery for emotional support. Her attorneys say that they believe that the state would have a challenge to pursue a first-degree murder charge. Currently, her bond is set at $100,000.
Well, the challenges I'm seeing are for the state in trying to go forward on first-degree murder charges. You've got a woman who is kind of living out your worst nightmare as a parent.
This is the first time your news leader is getting a look at Kendra Scott in person for her bond hearing. She was also ordered to stay away from the victim's family. Scott is charged with fatally shooting Rodarius Morton at her home along the 3000 block of Travis Road. She reportedly told investigators, quote, "I did what I had to do."
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic. I think even the best of us, the worst of us, any of us, would be acting irrationally given this set of circumstances.
Morton died from a gunshot wound to the back of his head. Investigators say he was allegedly invited to Scott's residence by a juvenile and entered through the back door at 1 a.m. Scott's attorneys say at this moment they are unsure if the state's new stand your ground law will play a part in this case as they await doorbell footage and an autopsy report.
I don't know enough about what led to the actual shooting. I don't know if there was a scuffle. I don't know if it was an accidental discharge. I just don't know.
The juvenile told police Scott previously told her if she saw a boy in the home, she would shoot him.
It's my understanding that Miss Scott.
So you knew that. Okay. This is the thing. 13 years old can be like 7th or 8th grade. And I'm telling you, 13 is still 13. I don't care how somebody looks. I don't care how they wear their hair. I don't care how developed they are or not developed they are. You go to a middle school and you see the 13-year-olds and then you drive past the high school, them 13-year-old, they're a bunch of kids. They're babies. A 19-year-old has no business with a 13-year-old. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, a 13-year-old is below the age of consent. They are not able to make any decisions for themselves. And no matter she let him through a back door, it really doesn't matter. He had no business up in that girl's house, and she wasn't in a position to let anyone in to where her mom couldn't have superseded, okay, of which she did. So, and the young girl was well aware that her mom was going to act, what her mom was going to do if she found someone in the house, and she let somebody in. So I don't really know what that was all about, why she would do such a thing, because she basically set the boy up to be killed. If you want to look at it that way, at the end of the day, mom handled her business, because if it's her and her child in the house and there's a boy and she felt some type of way about it, she protected her home. Why did he hide under the bed? Because he knew he was doing something wrong. Why did he hide under the bed? That shows that he knew he did something wrong. He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. Why are you hiding under the bed? Because I'm not supposed to be here. Because homegirl is 13. She's a baby. She's a child. So yeah, he had the presence of mind to go hide. Come on now.
Did not know this person. The daughter. And I don't know how they met. That's something we'll look into. My guess is that this was somebody who was looking for young people online, and he found a vulnerable 13-year-old, and you know what happened next.
Scott's next appearance in court will be August 3rd. We'll be sure to keep you updated both on air and online. Reporting for your news leader.
Look at the judge. The judge is like, my God.
Gail Brown, WREG, News Channel 3.
Okay.
Giovanna's high school posting this to Facebook and Instagram, right?
Okay. I was trying to see. No, wait.
News leader, Braille Brown, WREG, News Channel 3.
Oh, okay. It didn't show. Okay. You guys, I feel like we are caught up for tonight. Oh my God. I don't even know how many stories we just went through. Probably 5. I have no idea, but baby, there's a lot going on. The last 2-3 weeks, it has been a complete shit show out here. and it's on some can't stop, won't stop at this point. I don't know what is going on this summer, but there is a lot going on. You guys have been sending me tons of stuff. Stand your ground. Okay. Okay, Fit Mom. Same time tomorrow night. I don't know. I want to try and be here early. I want to try and be here at some lunchtime because that's my favorite time. So you think you think she's guilty? When you say guilty, who's guilty, hun? Yeah, I think her daughter needs to go for counseling because obviously little sis needs to understand. Um, Mom told you what she was going to do. Did you not think mom was going to handle that business? Also, why are you trying your mom? Why you try mom and then you tell the police you and what goes on under this roof is not for you to go run tell everybody everything. And then you tell people that mom said she was going to shoot somebody. So why did you do it? Why did you open the door? Why aren't you supposed to just be in the house minding your business till mommy came home? Me personally, I wouldn't have left a 13-year-old by themselves for longer than maybe 10 minutes to go into the store. And I'm talking about literally like grocery pickup, not to go buy anything, just if at all. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities in that particular situation. I'm not going to lie, but at the end of the day, as a parent, you got to do what you think is right and protect your child. And it's unfortunate for the boy who passed away and died, but he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. That's why he was hiding up under the bed. So it's unfortunate, but someone should have told him to not go in people's homes unless you were invited by the people who pay the bills. Okay? If the homeowner, the mortgage payer, the rental person, whoever is paying the bills, who pays the cost to be the boss up under that roof, did not invite you in to sit and have a Coke or a Pepsi with them and their child, you're not welcome. Unless you are being invited by the person who pays the cost to be the boss, you're not invited. That girl was not in a position to invite you over, and she was too young. So it's sad, but it's, yes. Right, Pen Pal? Happy birthday, Pen Pal. All right, you guys, this was fun. I'm glad we got a chance to get together tonight. We'll talk some more tomorrow. We'll talk some more. I heard they let the shooter of Romika Meeks out while waiting for, I don't know any, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been able to keep up on that. I heard that too. You know just about as much as I do. That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard the same thing, but as far as the details are concerned, I don't. I feel like I think at some point I did find where I could find documents out of Chicago, out of Cook County, but baby, it was so complicated. I kind of just gave up. And also, I just wasn't totally caught up. And let me tell you something, the Quadasia supporters, baby, you better have it, like with any story, if you don't have all the facts, when you try to dip your pinky toe into a case and there are people who are just like, but no, it happened on a third. Girl. So no, I don't have any information. I haven't been keeping up with it. We are keeping up with so many cases. I feel like I know just about as much as you do. And you probably know more than I do, but no. It's a story that I would have loved to have pursued, but I think at the time we were busy with something else, I'm sure. And then once it got away, I'm just too far behind to get the nuances of what's going on. And I don't have, I can't get caught up at this point because it's like we're like a year in. So we have so many cases that we're following. Sydney Star, yeah, I did. So I do know what happened with that one. We can talk about that one tomorrow. I did post it to my Facebook. And I did some reading. I did not watch the full Tasha K. I saw Tasha K had somebody on who was giving their rendition of what happened. But if there's if you guys have anything on that, let me know. I don't know. I don't know if it's because she's pregnant that they let her out. I think you have to read the decision. There was some reasons. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on it. Did you read anything on it? I would probably just do a search like, why is Quadasia Johnson out? I think it went to the Supreme Court. She appealed, so she wanted bond and they declined it on a couple of occasions, and her attorney appealed it. And apparently it was, see, y'all gonna make me you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Do you see all that I had to type in? An Illinois appellate court determined. See, you guys can do the same thing. Quadasia Johnson, why was the decision overturned? That was my search. An Illinois appellate court determined that the state failed to carry its legal burden to prove Quadasia Holly Johnson posed a specific severe threat that could not be mitigated by respective conditions. As a result, her pretrial detention order was overturned, allowing her release on electronic monitoring while awaiting trial for first-degree murder. I guess in Illinois, you can be out on murder. The appellate panel found that the prosecution did not sufficiently demonstrate why lesser conditions like electronic monitoring would fail to manage community safety. The altercation arose from a targeted personal dispute involving a relationship rather than a random act of violent public crime. I wonder if his allergies are bothering him. Lammy. You guys, Lammy is sick. I need to go tend to my dog. Johnson maintained she acted in self-defense, possessed a legal concealed carry firearm. So it had nothing to do with her being pregnant. Because then they would have to let all the pregnant people out under the same conditions. But like they said, they failed to demonstrate that she posed a threat to the community. This was a specific situation. And that she's not necessarily a danger to the community. This was a situation that arose from beef. The underlying first-degree murder charges were not dismissed. The ruling strictly applied to her being allowed for pretrial release rather than being held in jail. You can read the legal text of the ruling via the Illinois courts document versus People versus Johnson. Hold on a second. Hold on. If y'all can access that link, I sent you the link to the document. That is the opinion. So Quadasia, I guess, and did they eventually have they let her out? I'm assuming they've let her out by now. on pretrial release. Is she over there staying with Carlos? Because Carlos seemed to be having himself a good damn time, enjoying himself. Let's see. Defense. Okay. This is who I follow for the quid. Are any of you guys following Tia Ewing over on Facebook? Tia is a newscaster over there in Chicago. That's who I follow to kind of keep up. But I've been keeping up on this more so like just kind of my own personal kind of like what's going on with the case. We haven't been talking about it over here because I'm so far behind and I just don't know enough for me. So I'm missing some of the details. But yeah, I follow Tia Ewing on Facebook and she has lots of information. So if you're following Tia Ewing, you know what's going on. Okay. And if you don't know what's going on, then you hadn't been following Tia Ewing. But yeah, Tia drops all the information. That's a case that she's keeping very close to, but they even drag Tia. If Tia, there's some people out here, they feel like they own the damn story. And if you don't tell it just right, they gonna come for you. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't like those type of crowds. So anywho. All right, let me tend to my dog. Yeah, he seems fine. I'm not sure what's going on. I stuck my finger down his throat, pet mom things, and he's not choking on something. He's breathing. I don't know. He might just have allergies. It may just be rearing its ugly head right now. That's what I'm thinking it is it might be some allergies, but we'll see. Anyway, you guys, let me tend to him and see what's going on. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll get caught up on Sydney Starr. I don't know if I know that kind of happened last week, but apparently Sydney Starr is a trans woman and was caught in the act with a child. Just another predator. So in the grand scheme of things, unfortunately, nothing new, but really shocking, still shocking nonetheless. Another predator, trying to have access to children. So terrible situation. Just awful. Anywho, I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up for me because likes do matter. Likes do matter. So your support in the form of a thumbs up is extremely helpful to your girl and very much appreciated. So if you could please handle that like business. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the gifts, all the memberships, all the everything. You guys are amazing. Members, I'll see you guys in the morning and I'll see you guys sometime afternoon. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye, guys.